Hey, this is Max. CSR2 has introduced a brand new car to the game, the Hyundai Elantra N. This is a Tier 3 car, and in real life, this car isn't really designed to be much of a drag racing car, but rather a rather good circuit car. I'm going to give you guys a video on this car, but not in-game. Rather, I am going to introduce you to my very own personally owned Hyundai Elantra N and give you my take on this car. My personally owned Elantra N is a 2023 intense blue Elantra N with a dual clutch transmission. This is essentially the slightly more expensive trim of the car and comes fully loaded with all the options you can select. One of the things I did is make some personal changes to this car to make it more to my taste. One of the first things that people complain about on this car is the extensive black on the front bumper. What I did is I purchased a red vent louver from eBay and installed that. In addition to that, I also found and bought a red side trim piece, which is shown here. Except I took this to my local Mako and had it painted intense blue. By adding these two pieces, I've essentially taken away some of the black from the front and gave it a little bit of contrast. Another piece of contrast I added is this mirror strip of red. This is actually from a company called Badge Skins and is essentially a decal that you place on the mirror and make the mirror have a little contrast as well. Another important modification to any car is a nice set of shoes or new wheels. In this case, 19 by 8.5 Koenig oversteers running Velocity center caps give it an OEM style look while improving the look of the wheel and reducing its weight. By going with 19 by 8.5, I am able to use the factory Michelin tires, which are actually very good high grip summer tires, specifically designed for this car, to maintain its handling and at the same time reducing unsprung weight, as the factory wheels are substantially heavier than these Koenigs at about 7 pounds each. In addition, Badge Skins also provided these little decals that inserts into the side skirt imprint of the N. In this case, I selected blue, silver, and black, although there are multiple additional colors that you can get. You can also see on the corner of the screen the Mega Chip mudguards that I installed. These help to reduce damage or stop damage from rocks being thrown by the Michelin tires. On the engine side, modifications are minimal, one of which is the in-performance intake, which essentially is just slightly more bling looking intake with a slightly larger cone filter. By all accounts, this modification really doesn't do anything. In fact, not even noise. You would expect a little more intake noise. However, being a covered intake, you really do not hear much, if anything. It should have a little bit better flow than factory, but again, not really noticeable. What did make a big difference in the way the car felt are these PowerFlex bushings. You can see the upper engine insert here, although I also added a trans insert as well as lower torque arm inserts, which essentially help eliminate wheel hop from the car altogether. Launching the car with launch control now yields just a little wheel spin and no wheel hop. The dual mode exhaust also is a lot of fun and make a lot of great noises. Alright, so this is a relatively high-speed road. I take this road is when you go to Newtown for doggy treats. Alright, so we got a right turn coming up. Here we go. Just hang tight.
Don't go crazy.
I'm not gonna go crazy. It's not a crazy road. Here's the left turn.
Watch out, watch out.
I see it. Handling.
Yep.
Okay, no issue at all. We're not even pushing it because you don't hear the tires chirping. So if you were pushing it, it would start chirping and you feel a lot more. Although my helmet back there is moving around. So. I like this road because there isn't a lot of traffic here. It's relatively quiet.
Yeah, it is really dead.
Yeah, it's dead, but it's good because it has the sharp turns for you to kind of get practice. Here's another sharp turn. Real tight, real smooth. No issues. Notice that?
Yeah.
It doesn't even lean. It just kind of... Right? I think the stop sign should be up here somewhere. Now we're seeing some traffic, but up in that other area it was nice and quiet. Yep, stop sign. Okay. Anybody behind us? Nope. So we can take our time and do the launch control. Although we're not kind of launching straight. So
You know it launches at 5 minutes. No, 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 no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Careful. Pull. Turns. Careful. Oh.
nice and smooth. You feel okay?
Yeah.
I'm not stressing you out, am I?
It's a little nerve-wracking.
A little bit, right? A little bit. It's a pretty fun drive, though. This is my favorite road around here for this car.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, that's enough.
Oh, pothole.
Yeah.
No.
We can actually. No.
Probably not. It's kind of a creepy area.
All right, so I'm gonna remount the camera on the outside now. Let's take a look.
You can put on the outside?
Yeah, we're gonna take the return run with the camera on the outside.
Oh.
So what is my final take on this car? Well, I took one test drive and fell in love with the car because of both the handling, the sounds, and just the way the car drove in general. It is a very approachable sports sedan. The front wheel drive had me paused initially about purchasing it, but once I drove it, I was pretty confident that I would not have any complaints. Sure, it still had wheel hop, but that was easily eliminated with some bushings. And once that's gone, you really start to enjoy this car because it is designed to tune out a lot of torque steer, which is another thing that plagues front wheel drive cars. This car almost has no torque steer. It no longer has any wheel hop when I launch it, and it handles like a rear wheel drive car almost, in that the rear end is one to turn. I don't really want to find out how much it'll turn because that's kind of scary. But that's actually what makes this car fun, because it's front wheel drive and it actually is more approachable and less intimidating for average driver. Plus, the price of entry is relatively low. The bar isn't that high for $37,000 out the door. You're getting a near 300 horsepower sports sedan tuned by an engineer who used to work for the BMW M division. And a lot of that know-how is in fact placed into this Hyundai. The way the car handles, the adjustability, the sound, the handling, everything screams BMW M diluted down at Hyundai level. So in the end, I really love this car and I truly enjoy driving it because it just an easy car to drive and it's a fun car to drive. And that's what's most important when I look at a car. Am I going to have any fun driving this from point A to point B? Sure, I can drive a sedan of any sort to get to the destination, but I won't have as much fun doing it as I do in the Elantra N. So everything about this car has lived up to my expectations, including low rent interior and some cheapness in the overall build, but that's expected because where they really put their money and focus is on the performance, and it definitely gives you very good performance for the money. So that is my personal Hyundai Elantra N. I'm really happy CSR added this to the game. Feel free to comment about this and ask me questions about this car. And please, if you like the video, leave a like. If you like my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell so you can get notifications when I put up videos about CSR or real cars. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.